Hi, I'm retired Navy SEAL Chris Sajnog, author of Navy SEAL Shooting. And one of the top 20 most frequently asked questions I get is, what are the biggest shooting errors? Now, start your timer as I share with you 5 of the biggest shooting errors and how to correct them in today's 5 and under 5 FAQ.
Joining me now is retired Navy SEAL sniper, Chris Sajnog.
All right, number 1 on the list of shooting errors is either pushing or pulling the trigger. This happens because of this old way of teaching and telling people that only the tip of your finger is the only thing you can put on the trigger. The instructors that will tell you this, it doesn't matter how big your hand is, how big their hand is, what type of gun you're shooting, just for some mysterious reason, this is the magical place where it all happens. Well, that's not the truth. You need to put your finger where it lands when you have a good grip on the gun, okay? So get a good grip on the gun, let the finger land where it will, because if it's not there, you're either gonna have too much or too little finger on the trigger. And if you have too little, as you pull the trigger back, you're gonna be pushing the gun over. And if you have too much of your finger on that trigger, you can pull the gun over as you pull the trigger. So you don't wanna do either of those, obviously. You wanna pull the trigger straight back to the rear. So make sure you have a good grip, and it's gonna fix that pushing or pulling the trigger. Number 2 is another grip error. It is milking the grip. So just like you milk a cow, I'm guessing, I've actually never milked a cow even though I am from Wisconsin, but milking the grip is when you're squeezing your hand as you're pulling the trigger. And as you do this, if your arm is not lined up and your wrist is not lined up properly, you're gonna actually be turning the gun as you squeeze the trigger. So you don't wanna do that. And again, if you have a proper grip, you start off, you're not gonna milk the grip and you're not gonna have that shooting error. Number 3 is either anticipating or flinching. Now, these are slightly different things depending on whether it happens right before you shoot or right after you shoot, but they're always caused by the same thing, and that's simply not training properly. If you are flinching or anticipating, the only way you're gonna get rid of that is to stop going to the range and go back to the basics. Go back and do, say, a month of dry fire training. I've got a free app that you can download. It's the SEAL training app. And on there, I have a 30-day challenge that you can do where I teach you how to dry fire. And I guarantee if you go through that and you're anticipating or flinching before you start, after 30 days, when you go back to the range, that's gonna be all cleared up for you. So go check that out. Number 4 is looking over the sights, and this usually happens, I find a lot of times, especially when people are shooting on steel, they want to, for some reason, see where the round hits, because a lot of times on paper you can't see it. But it also happens when people are shooting closer, they want to see that bullet hole in the target. So make sure that you are really, truly focusing on the sights. You're not just looking at the sights, truly focusing on the sights, and maintain that throughout the shooting process. During your follow-through, continue focusing. You should see your sights go up and then come back down and then get that focus again, and that'll fix that error. Number 5 is simply not focusing correctly. And there's lots of people out there that say you don't even need to focus on your front sight when you're shooting a pistol. And this is just nonsense. If you weren't supposed to focus on the sights, there would be no reason for all these companies to put those pieces of metal on top of our guns. So you definitely need to focus on the front sight. I've got tons of videos out there on how to focus, how to improve your vision. So go check those out and learn how to actually focus on your front sight. All right, that is it for today's FAQ. Make sure to correct any of these 5 shooting errors, and please check out my other 19 5 and under 5 FAQ videos to continue paving your path to perfection. Hey guys, if you like this video and you want to learn more, I put together 20 videos with the best training advice I've learned over the past 25 years of training others, and I want to give those to you absolutely free. Just click on the iCard that just popped up or go to chrissajnog.com/free videos, and I'll not only send you those 20 free videos, I'll also send you a free PDF copy of my New Rules of Marksmanship Manifesto, which is the framework for everything I teach. So here's what I want you to do right now. Click on the iCard or go to chrissajnog.com/free videos, and I'll see you on the other side.